Hi, and welcome to Ninja Monkey. I'm Nathan, and today I have a special guest. I have Ken on here, and I'm hoping that you can hear me. So before we go any further, I'm actually going to check all the sound levels, that kind of thing, because usually on a live stream, there's always a little bit of a problem. And yes, and the sound. So that's really good. I'm going to introduce you to Ken, and we're going to get to know Ken. Ken has his own YouTube channel, so I hope that you get to visit his channel. It's quite cool. I'll be looking at the chat here on the side. I can see that Michael is here with us. Hi, Michael. Always a great supporter of my channel, so it's really nice to see you there. Um, if there are any issues, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try to sort them out. So Ken is
Hi.
actually. Let's check to see if we can hear Ken's sound. So Ken, say something.
Can you hear me?
I'm just checking.
Okay.
To sort them out. So Ken is actually. Let's check to see if we can hear Ken's sound. So Ken, say something. Okay, perfect. So everything seems to
Hmm.
be working for once. So let's get to know a little bit about Ken. So
Okay.
let
Hmm. Okay. So now I do ski instructor in Japan at the moment, and also yeah, I'm Japanese teacher, online Japanese teacher. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. My channel is about cooking and life in Japan, and also languages. Japanese language and also English. Because I study English. So. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I used to be chef for about 5 years in Japan and Australia as well. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So, Inaka is Japanese word, which means countryside. And then Japan has many places like a city or town, Tokyo, Osaka, they are big cities. But we also have like a beautiful countryside, which is Inaka. And I live in countryside, Inaka. So we have lots of mountains and then, rice field, vegetable field, beautiful rivers, so on. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, some parts, not all the places. But I live in Nagano here. Nagano has lots of snow, especially this year, this winter. We got like a 2 times or 3 times than usual, really like a 3 meter high. I mean, in a ski resort. For 3 seasons. Yeah. Ah, that's a good question. Yeah, Japanese. Okay, so maybe if they visit Japan as first time, Definitely recommend Kyoto, Osaka, Tokyo, famous cities, famous places. But at second time, I would recommend countryside, Inaka, like here. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Oh, what do you recommend? Yeah. Mm, yeah. Hmm. Oh, oh, okay, okay. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ah, me? Okay. So now Nathan is sorting out the problem. So yeah, just a few minutes, I think.
Okay, so I think that
Mm-hmm.
this should be a little bit better. Let's see. So,
Ah, me? Okay. So now Nathan is
just checking,
sorting
just
out the
checking. This
problem.
is all the
So
problems about
yeah,
live
just a
live streaming.
few
Always
minutes,
problems.
okay.
Okay, so I think. All right, it's sorted. This should be a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay, we'll start again then. Sorry, guys, because maybe we missed a few things. All right. So the question that I asked Ken was if you had to give any advice of where to visit in Japan for a foreigner, what would be your advice? So you can just repeat the answer again.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So if they come to Japan as first time, I would recommend
Thanks,
to
Stephen.
go, yeah, to visit the Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, where everyone knows.
All right, and I
Yeah,
was
but
go for it. Go for it.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But at the second time, I would recommend to visit Inaka,
Yeah,
definitely Inaka, like here.
yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. I was actually saying that,
Hmm.
and I've got some videos there.
Ah,
So sorry, now I think you can hear me now. So what I was actually saying was that my advice is actually not completely different, but I would always advise somebody to go to Inaka during their trip, even if it's their very first trip, because it's so different to the cities, and it gives you a really good like overview of Japan, not just city life. And also the people in Inaka are so different.
yeah,
I
different.
think the Japanese people in Inaka are kind of different. So very different perspectives, I think. No, like from a Japanese person like yourself and me, a Westerner. What about because you're a ski instructor? So what makes Japan like special for skiing?
Uh, I think the snow, you know, yeah, we have lots of powder snow.
And because I am not a skier, so what does that mean?
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. For ski and powder snow is very enjoyable, but the view is really good. Very beautiful.
And do Do many like foreigners in the past, obviously now we're in a pandemic, but do
Okay.
many
Mhm.
foreigners usually travel to Japan, travel to Nagano
Mm.
to do skiing, to do snowboarding?
Yeah, 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 I think so. So, I taught lots of, skiing for lots of foreigners last season.
And things have changed now, would you say?
Yeah, yeah, it changed a lot. So there are not much people in ski resorts. So it was really crowded. We had to wait maybe 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes to get the chairlift. But this season we never wait.
So there's
Just,
no
like,
waiting at all for the
yeah,
chairlifts.
waiting. Hmm.
So
Even the restaurant in
oh,
the ski resorts.
so
Yeah.
it's really, really
Wait.
good if you live in Japan right now and you like skiing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So if any of my viewers are in Japan and they like skiing, then go and ski because it's probably a good time to go, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So tell me about your YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. So my YouTube channel. I just started my YouTube channel about half a year ago. So I was mainly making cooking videos because I thought, cooking videos can help uh, to know what Japanese food is like for foreigners. And then
And
I also like Japanese cooking,
yeah, yeah.
Japanese quiz. Yeah.
So his
Mm.
channel is actually a lot of instructions on making Japanese recipes, which is pretty cool. So if you're interested in making Japanese food, then you can check out his instructions on his channel, on his videos. And also more recently, you've sort of gone into like trying to show what life in Japan is like.
Yeah.
So, what sort of content have you covered so far? Like, what sort of people or things have you covered on your channel for like life in Japan?
Okay, so I interviewed Japanese people, like, pure Japanese people, and also Japanese people who has been to overseas, and there also Americans who live in Japan, to know what their life is like in Japan.
So, um, what is life like in Japan?
Uh Sometimes it's sometimes tough, as working in a company. I have the experience working in a company, like an office work job, like 4 years ago. But I think life in Japan is enjoyable. So we can go to many places for traveling, and we can get good food. I would say like Japanese food is really good, I think.
I think that that's one of the main attractions of Japan is how easy it is to travel around the country.
Yeah, very easy.
Uh,
We can go by car or by bus or train, and Shinkansen, like a rapid one.
yeah, the Shinkansen is if you're a foreigner and you travel to Japan, then you have the advantage. You can get a JR pass which allows you to use the Shinkansen unlimited for a certain amount of time. So it's
Mm.
if you're a foreigner, then the sky is the limit. You can pretty much travel throughout most of Japan if you pay for the special like Shinkansen ticket, JR pass it's called. So um, I we have planned actually to we're going to make hopefully in the future a video, a cooking video.
Oh yeah, karaage and
Well,
the omurice.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we have some ideas. I wasn't going to say what we're going to make, but now you've given it away. Um, so yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to doing with Ken. I'm looking forward to him teaching me a few recipes and seeing how that goes. And What I wanted to ask you was, what sort of is the difference between life in the city and life in Inaka?
Okay, so one big difference is in cities we have to be rush, to get train or to go to work, everything. But in Inaka, it's very quiet.
So one difference is quiet and
Yeah,
busy
quiet.
and quiet. And
Yeah,
I mentioned before that I think that the people in the Inaka are different to the people in the city. Would you agree with me?
yeah, yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah. Why? What do you think? How different are people?
Uh, so people in Tokyo, on the street, people in Tokyo like walk fast,
Yeah,
to do to achieve their goal. But people in Inaka, I think we enjoy more like their life.
I actually have a little video here of Inaka life from Ken's YouTube channel. I'm just gonna put it in the background. I think
Oh,
it should be there. So in the video, you are going to like a field or something, showing like the day of the farmer.
oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah. And actually, it's one of my favorite videos that you've done, showing
oh,
the life
yeah,
of a farmer.
mm.
And it seems to be quite a tough life to be a farmer.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. Like a physical job. Yeah, this is my friend Kengo.
So you are lucky. He gives you a lot of that's. You start at 5 a.m. in the morning, no?
Yeah, he wakes up really early.
Wow. And you get a lot of fresh produce from your friends.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
That's really cool. And
yeah. Mhm.
go ahead.
Oh yeah. So actually, he provides me lots of vegetables for making YouTube videos.
And my
Mm.
the other thing was that you do a lot of like lessons which are about learning Japanese, like some videos
Learn.
learning Japanese, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That
you you give lessons online.
yeah, online. I sometimes do face to face, not online one, but mostly online. So
And are you
yeah.
busy usually with online
Uh
lessons?
yeah. Recently, very busy. After we are in the coronavirus situation, so many people just staying home. So since then, it's very busy.
So maybe some of the viewers might want to check out where exactly do you give your lessons? How can they find you if they're interested?
Okay. So I teach Japanese on italki,
Italki.
yeah, which is the platform to learn languages. And then Nathan, Nathan booked my lesson.
Yeah, that's how.
When was the first time? Like a year ago?
Yeah,
About.
maybe a year ago, but that's the first time I met Ken was through italki lesson.
Yeah.
私の
I
初めてレッスン
ねえ、
です。
そうね。初めてだね。
で
う
も日本
ん。
語とても難しいです。
ねえ、でも、そうだね。難しいよね。
頑張、頑張よ。
頑張る。
You see, a little. I never speak Japanese on my channel, so
maybe you can try speaking Japanese in your channel.
maybe one day, but maybe
Maybe.
not live. So,
Yeah.
what can people expect from like a an italki lesson?
I took a lesson.
Yeah.
So you can get the opportunity to speak Japanese. But if you don't know like how to start learning Japanese, uh, we can help you. You know, I have the experience like teaching nearly 1,000 lessons on Italki. Well, Japanese teacher is not only me. Like a lot of Japanese teacher and tutor in Italki on Italki. Like I think nearly 600. So
Wow.
yeah, and then you can see teacher's profile, video, and profile. So maybe you can pick up your favorite teacher.
And in your lesson, what sort of thing would you cover for a complete beginner, somebody who's never done Japanese? What would you do with them?
Uh, like a kind of textbooks. So we can follow the textbooks to get the ability to speak Japanese for conversation. Like I would start from konnichiwa, which means hello, or arigato, thank you. Also from the scratch of Japanese grammar, I can teach Japanese grammar from the scratch.
Very cool. I did
Hmm.
enjoy like doing the lesson with Ken. The
Yeah.
difficult
So,
part is the time difference.
yeah, yeah, that's right.
So usually
You live in Japan. Mhm.
usually the it's like 8 hours different. So when I am at work and when I finish work, Ken might be sleeping. So cannot do lesson.
Yeah.
So very
So we usually listen in your morning and my evening, right?
yeah.
Usually.
If we do a lesson, we haven't done a lesson in a very long time though.
Yeah. Hmm.
So anything else that you would like to talk about, Ken, or anything that the viewers? We don't have many viewers because it was a very last minute live stream, so I didn't advertise it. But I
Okay.
will leave the live
Hmm.
stream up for a few weeks maybe and see if other people are interested in seeing what we have to say.
Hmm.
What other questions might you have?
Questions.
Yeah.
I'm just curious about, other countries, countryside, not Japanese countryside. You have the experience to see Japanese countryside and then other countries as well. So what did you find the differences?
Between
Yeah,
Japanese.
between Japanese countryside and then uh your countryside
Okay.
or
Well, oof, that's a difficult question. I think that hmm, the towns in countrysides in Japan, they're a little bit similar. All the country towns, they're a little bit more charming than the country towns here.
or
I also think that there's a lot of different sort of like um, types of food that you can get in different areas of Japan. Depends on where you go.
Mhm.
So I think from Nagano, maybe Hida beef.
Hida, yeah, Hidagyu, Hida beef.
Is that
Hmm.
from Nagano area?
From Gifu,
Ah,
next
Gifu.
to Nagano. Yeah,
Nearly, nearly.
nearly, nearly.
So you can go to lots of different places in Japan, and they all have their specialties.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, Also, I think that country life may be similar in some ways in Europe than in Japan, but
Mhm.
obviously everything looks very different in Japan,
Oh,
obviously, you know?
uh-huh.
But that was a
Mhm.
difficult question. Do you have any other questions, Ken? Or anybody that's logging in online now might have a question. I don't know. But do you have any questions?
Oh,
Any more questions?
yeah. Yeah. So one more question about Inaka. So
Okay.
we have lots of onsen, which is hot springs in
Ah,
Japan. In Inaka, and I just went to onsen, hot spring, before this live stream with
wow,
my
I'm so
friend.
jealous.
Yeah, yeah. So do
Onsen.
you like onsen, hot springs?
I love onsen. I love
Oh,
onsen. But here there is no onsen. Onsen じゃないで
ああ、
す.
温泉じゃない。ああ、そうか。So one more additional question about hot springs. So, what did you feel when you went to hot spring as first time? You
Ah,
know, hot spring culture is might be different as like your Europe culture.
I think yeah, very different. I think that for sure, for sure, hot spring. First of all, um, being naked in
Yeah.
front of other people is not really something that is that we're used to anyway in my country.
Mm, mm,
So I noticed when I went to Japan the first time and I did
mhm,
onsen that
mhm,
you have to be naked in front of everyone,
mhm.
obviously. And that was a little bit strange. But I think that once you try it once, you it's okay. But so
Oh,
for me,
oh,
it was okay. But then some of my friends that have done onsen in the past, they've found it very difficult.
ah, uh-huh.
So, but it's interesting how I think all cultures have something to do with water because we have
Mhm.
a very, very strong beach culture here in the summer.
Ah, okay, yeah. I remember you told me that you guys go to beach in summertime, like mostly every day.
Everyday beach and all, and
Mm.
usually like businesses and even the school closes early so that people can go to the beach.
Oh,
And the
oh,
sun the beach is the sun doesn't set till quite late, till maybe 10 p.m. here.
okay. It's
So
very good to go to beach
yeah,
after working after school. Nice.
so
Hmm.
but it's the onsen. A lot of foreigners don't go to onsen when they go to Japan, but I think it's my number one thing to do
Ah,
for certain.
oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think.
Hmm.
Um, so have you ever lived in Tokyo?
No, never lived. I've been to Tokyo for just sightseeing and then to visit my friends. But hmm, I'm not sure.
Have
Maybe I
you
don't want to live in Tokyo. Maybe.
have you ever lived in a big city in Japan?
Uh, no, not really. Like I have kind of lived in Nagoya. Nagoya is one of the big city in Japan for just few months.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you
but
prefer the countryside.
yeah, because I was born in countryside and then raised in countryside, and then now I still live in countryside. I think I love countryside.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
I think it would be difficult for me to choose if I
Ah,
had to live in countryside or if I had to live in city. maybe city.
Okay. Hmm. So what about Japan? If you have to choose living in Tokyo or maybe living in uh here, Nagano or Gifu or countryside, which
I
would you
think
prefer?
maybe I would choose city.
Okay. Oh.
Mm. Because I think that you can very easily go to the countryside from the city,
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
especially a city like Tokyo. There's so many travel opportunities. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely, and I would like to maybe like spend the weekends away from the city.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I sort of kind of do when we can travel. How are things with COVID, coronavirus, where you are?
Here, it's not big change here, but in Tokyo, they just have like a emergency announcement. It's not lockdown, but like emergency announcement.
And what does that
So
mean, emergency announcement?
yeah, means like especially for restaurants, they try to close restaurant at 8
Mm,
p.m. Hmm. You know, because the prime minister, Japanese
yeah,
prime minister, think about that's the most biggest reason of spreading coronavirus
I don't know.
in a restaurant.
I feel that from my experience here in Europe, we tried doing that, but it didn't work.
Uh,
We tried to close restaurants earlier and
Mhm.
shops earlier, but ultimately we ended up in lockdown.
uh,
Do you think
so,
do you think Tokyo
mhm.
would ever become lockdown?
Never,
You don't think so?
because we cannot have a lockdown in Japan. There's a, rule in Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
So what happens if things become very, very serious then?
I guess the prime minister will tell us that do not do not go for traveling or move so far places or just please stay home.
And do people follow that advice, do you think, in Japan?
Uh Not all people.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a problem.
Mm.
Hmm.
Here we're in lockdown, so I'm working from home
Hmm.
and we're allowed to go out for exercise or to the pharmacy
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
to supermarkets for essential food.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I am trying very hard not to go out. So like
Hmm.
I go out for exercise, but not every day. And I go
Hmm.
out like for food, for shopping, supermarkets, but also like maybe once a week if I can.
Okay.
But
Hmm.
here they had to do the rule lockdown because people were not following the guidelines.
Hmm.
So I wonder what will happen with Tokyo.
Uh, hmm. Never happened like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And what do you think the Olympics will go ahead?
Uh, I hope so. I wish, but mm, so far it's very difficult to have Olympic in Japan in the next summer, in this coming summer. Just from
Yeah.
my perspective, but I hope.
Do you think they will postpone it again?
I don't think so because we did already.
I think they should
Hmm.
move the Olympics to 2024.
Oh yeah, 2024 is coming
The
soon.
next, the
Yeah,
2024 will be the next one, no?
yeah, yeah. Next one. And
So
then,
I think they
mhm.
should just move all the Olympics.
Hmm.
So the next country, they instead of 2024, they do it 2028. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good idea.
I think that's what they should do, really.
Mm,
It's
mm.
it's not fair, I think, to cancel and
Yeah, yeah.
not be given the opportunity to host it.
Ah,
But
and because we already prepared for the Olympic Games.
exactly, all the infrastructure,
Ah.
all the everything, So, but anyway, guys, don't forget to if you've been watching, there's been people coming in and out of the live stream. We haven't had many people, but it's fine. Wasn't really announced. I just random live stream.
Oh.
But please check out Ken's channel and watch some of his videos. And I think we'll finish the live stream now. Is that okay?
Okay.
And if you have any questions for Ken, leave them in the comments below, or check out his Instagram or check out his channel and leave some questions down there also. So I think that means goodbye.
Okay. Thank you guys and thank you,
Bye.
Nathan.
Bye. Okay.